I do now.
You learn something new every day. Like also this, the stench of losing is not an easy one to remove. Just ask the Steelers. Steelers and Ravens. The Steelers go into this, the third playoff team to end the regular season with a losing streak of at least 4 games. Spoiler alert, the previous 2 did not make it past the divisional round. Spoiler alert, the Steelers are in trouble because Derrick Henry is a beast. You know who knows that firsthand? Poor Minkah Fitzpatrick. I mean, that's a gain of 34.
That's also a grown man.
That is a very, like, we should have known this was the moment that set the tone. Of course, Lamar loves it. Later in the drive, it's 3rd and 13. Lamar just zip. Rashad Bateman. This is the first opening drive touchdown of Lamar's playoff career. This is his 7th playoff game. Maybe this is the beginning of the breakthrough he's been looking for. Second quarter, still 7-0. Ravens, 2nd and 13 from their own 36. Lamar, he's looking. No 1-5, toddler style. I do it myself. 15 carries, 81 yards for Lamar. That is a gain of 20. That's the longest of the game. Then 1st and goal from the 8. Lamar, Henry, touchdown. On that Ravens touchdown drive, they ran the ball all 13 plays. 13 plays, 85 yards. That made it 14-0. Steelers with the ball. 3rd and 8 from their own 44. You're like, oh, okay. I see what you're doing, Russell Wilson. I see what you're doing, George Pickens. The problem is, so did the ref. Yes, it's a big gain of 49. However, offensive pass interference. Yep, it was there. Steelers had to punt. It leads to this. Lamar. Isaiah Likely. That's also a stiff arm to Cameron Sutton, who's down at the 5. Like the stiff arm theme with this team, who did it better? Don't answer that. Just ignore me. Lamar making something happen. Wide open. Justice Hill. The Ravens picked up 19 first downs in the first half. The Steelers, they ran 18 offensive plays in the half. It was 21-0 at the break. In the third, it's now 21-7. 1st and 10 from the Steelers' 44. Lamar, Henry. Like, the defense is there. Almost quite literally all of them. I think I counted, 6 chasing him? 26 carries. Yep. 186 yards. The Ravens outrushed the Steelers by an absurd number in this game. More on that, spoiler alert. Wilson now, what can you do? Pickens is like, I would like to make up for my earlier issues. That's a great play. That is a great catch. It is also a score. That made it 28-14. Problem is, that would basically do it for the Steelers. In the 4th quarter, on a 4th and 15 from the Ravens 43, Wilson is just going to unleash this. Problem is, no, broken up. Ravens win this one easy. 28-14. They're moving on to the divisional round.
It looked like a movie clip. Like, when, I'm going to give Cars. You watch the movie Cars? You're a little bit too old to watch Cars, but anyway, for kids, I was a kid when I watched Cars. That's all I'm saying. But when Lightning McQueen just flying, flashing past, and then it's like, that's how Derrick looked when he was running past, and all those guys just, it looked like a movie, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'd rather be watching it than being on the opposite side of the ball. I know that.
I freaking love it.
Okay, sometimes a quote is better when you see it as opposed to when you read it.
Yeah,
that was the case. It was the delivery and everything.
All of it. King Henry, Lamar, whole flock of Ravens, they ran all over the Steelers. Remember when I told you they outrushed them by like an absurd margin? There it is. They set a franchise postseason record to the Ravens, 299 rushing yards. The Steelers had 29. That is not an error. They just had 29. That 270-yard difference is the 3rd largest in a playoff game in NFL history.
Congratulations to the Ravens, man. They were the better group today. That was obvious. And really, the X factor was Lamar's unique talents. It seems like every time we got him behind the sticks, he made up for it, or we got him in a possession down circumstance. He extended and won those circumstances, and we never really found a fluid answer all day. Obviously, that was highlighted by our inability to convert 3rd downs in the first half. and they wore us down a little bit. The fatigue component of it became a factor. And so, you know, you can sum it all up to say that they were certainly the better group today.
You've been with this offense now for 3 years. Have you seen signs of growth, and how much more does this team still need to grow offensively?
Yeah, I've seen signs of growth for sure. From past, the first year I've been here, just way more growth for sure.
Which one does that make you optimistic going forward?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Wait, hold on. No.
I mean, that's how you feel.
Okay. As for the Steelers, they finish another season at 500 or better, and they end the year again without a playoff win because they have done that 8 seasons in a row now. Their 80 wins in that same time frame are the most by any team over an 8-year span without a playoff win in NFL history.
How about this for a Saturday treat, though? Tim Hasselbeck in the building.
Hello.
Here for Sports Center. Let's start with this wild card action we saw. And this game with the Ravens, look, we knew all season long how good their running attack was with Derrick Henry, with Lamar Jackson. But the Steelers' defense is good. It's perennially been good. How did they just cut them up to this degree, though?
Listen, I just think they're physically better. It is a good Steelers defense, but I think the run game in terms of scheme and personnel just is too good. You know, you have to account for Lamar. You get big plays because he's so fast. But the other aspect of it is Derrick Henry. Now, look, there's some creativity in it. It's Wildcat. Here's Lamar Jackson coming in motion. You see the influence that has on the second-level players. But, Michael, all this is outside zone, and there's Derrick Henry just rolling down the field, and obviously a strong finish to it. Then it's just simple power run game. Look, this is down, and around, basically. It's power left, a kick-out block, and then that's Derrick Henry downhill. You get a hat on a hat, and you get a big physical back finishing runs, that time in the red zone. And so, like, at times there was some creativity to it, but sometimes it just was, listen, that's just standard downhill power football, and there's nothing you can do about it. You think about it, Baltimore calls about 50 runs in that football game. That's incredible.
Yeah, especially in this day and age.
Exactly. Okay, so you said at times, which made me think of the Steelers, because there were times this season where Russell Wilson was great. But the end result is still the same. It's a playoff opening round loss. If you are the Steelers, how do you move forward? What's the plan? What do you do?
I think you have to look elsewhere. Russell Wilson had a good year. Played better than I thought that he would play this season. But he's 36 years old. And you're in a division with Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson. So, like, the reality is, as well as Russell Wilson played, you have to find a way to become more dynamic, to be better, to be more explosive consistently, and then obviously in the biggest moments. Look, and I don't want that to sound too harsh on Russ. Like, he fought back at a time in this game today that the defense really didn't, but the offense kind of did.
And that Pickens touchdown, the catch was tremendous.
For sure. But I just think with, like, going forward with a 36-year-old quarterback and saying, look, because this was a one-year deal for him. Now you're not going to be able to do that again next year on a one-year deal, and you have to extend something out. That's why I kind of thought it was puzzling that Fields wasn't the guy at some point, because you could actually build around him. You